Good morning, students, and welcome to week 5 of Writing and Critical Thinking. This week we are going to explore the art and expression breadth area. But first, I would like to go ahead and sum up prior week when we were looking at value and meaning. Last week was a very interesting week, a very well done job in discussion in your lab 3s. I've graded some already. But a very good job last week of kind of being open and honest with each other. The discussion forum was great with the interaction between the students. So well done. If I could just encourage you all to do a little bit more when it comes to bringing in the source material from the weekly materials. So when you're discussing this week, the particular discussion prompts, bring in something from the articles or something from the videos. This is something you will need to do in your future courses, so we need to get used to it now. I will be grading accordingly this week. If you do not bring in the weekly materials, then you will lose a few points in the discussion. But for the most part, discussion's going very, very well. So I'm very happy to say that you guys are doing great in there. I will try to get everything graded by Wednesday night this week. Like I said, I got a jump start on some of the labs that were submitted early, so I got those knocked out yesterday. You all are doing very well with your writing assignments. If you're continuing to have APA issues, please let me know, but there is a variety of resources available to you in the Blackboard shell, whether that's in the weekly materials or in the syllabus itself. There are links to the APA, and then I'm also a resource. If you have questions regarding how to set up your paper or do the citations, particularly this week with the assignment, the reference pages that you will be submitting, it's going to be very important to have those cleaned up and ready to go. So let's jump into what we're going to be going over this week. So like I said, it's the art and expression breadth area. And so we've gone through science description, which is a very logical approach and very focused and methodical. Whereas art and expression, we're going to see that it's a little more open and varied, creative brainstorming. And so this is a very fun one for me because I like to encourage my students to be creative in their writing. So that goes into the art and expression breadth area. So what we're going to have this week is we've got 3 articles that are listed in the weekly materials and 2 videos, and then we've got some information at the bottom about music. So we're going to take a few different approaches here. We're going to go through, what is art, questions of values, why we need art and design in higher education, and then we've got some videos on why art is important, and then teaching art or teaching to think like an artist is the other video. So these are really good pieces of information that will kind of help expand your knowledge of this breadth area. And then, like I said, there's a couple pieces on music itself. So what is jazz, and then gospel music. So this stuff, the sources this week are very interesting. These are new pieces to this course that were just put in this term. So I'm very excited to see your feedback. And then we'll have our discussion questions over those this week. So be thinking about how that ties into the course material from the get-go. And as you go through your discussion prompts, which I'm pulling them up right now, we discuss, in the U.S. economy, why is the art budget one of the first ones to be cut? And so this is kind of a hot topic still when it comes to school funding, particularly in the Kansas area. If you're elsewhere, you probably have similar issues with your high school funding. And then we'll look at what is art's role in higher education is the second prompt. So have some fun with that this week. Be sure to cite your sources and make sure that you are getting that done appropriately. Okay, so there are 2 assignments this week. There's and these are going to be submitted separately, okay? So there's 2 submissions that will need to be done. One is your research paper references. So you need to include 8 references or more, no more than 7 years old, and at least 5 from scholarly peer-reviewed articles. So this is for your research paper. That's going to be due in just a couple of weeks. Again, I mentioned a few weeks ago that I will not accept websites, a majority of websites. Obviously, you can have a couple, but a majority of what you need to be pulling are from the peer-reviewed articles. And I'm going to post some other videos later this week on how to find that. And so what we'll do there is make sure that your reference page is laid out. So APA is going to be very important this week in your setup, okay? And then the second one is your research paper outline. There is, you're just kind of developing a thorough outline. There are some samples provided in the weekly materials. If you have questions on that, let me know. But what we're really doing this week is getting you to focus in on your research paper that's going to be due in a few weeks. So I want you to really pay attention to the breadth area itself, but the material this week isn't going to be really a part of the assignment whatsoever. It's just more building a knowledge base on what the art expression breadth area is. And then I really want you to focus in on the references and the paper outline that are due this weekend, because this is setting the framework for your final project that's due in a couple weeks. So this will allow me to give you some more feedback on your references, on your outline. Make sure you're on the right page, because next week we have a different assignment, and then week 7, the paper's due. So this is happening really fast. You're already halfway through the term, and we're just hammering through. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to let me know. I'm happy to help as much as I can. I look forward to working with you all in discussion. Have a great week. Bye-bye.